Good morning. Welcome to this episode of the Vision Alignment Show, where we all understand that we have blindness in our lives. We all have blindness in our lives. But if we can understand that blindness, we can take off those blinders at times and begin to understand our vision and know how important it is for our vision to be aligned with our core beliefs, our core goals, our core values, our core strengths. Then we're going to be able to go so much farther. So here on today's show, I have a special guest, and he is a good friend who's a good friend's son who has just come to I've just come to know, and it's been great to know him, and he has been phenomenal to get to know, and he has a great story to share as well. Without any further ado, I want to introduce Mr. Nyc Burns.
Good morning, Brian. How are you? Thanks for having me on the show today.
I'm great, Nyc. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. It's another great day to have a great day. What an opportunity we've all got.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So tell me, Nyc. So Nyc is okay, right? I don't have to go by Nycholas?
Yes. No, Nyc, for sure. 100%.
Okay. So Nyc, tell me your first recollection of knowing your vision.
You know, I think that the true vision is kind of evolving at this point, still kind of figuring some things out, but I think it's kind of starting to come to a foundation of serving others via, servant leadership. But I think the first visions that I can have of that vision were, probably my sophomore year of college. Whenever I got to NEO, I made a lot of great friends, but I started to find passion in helping and serving others. And trying to be a leader for others, to help others through the tough times. And I think that sophomore year at NEO was probably a year where I thought, this is it.
What's NEO stand for?
Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College.
Yeah. And what's the mascot?
We were the Norsemen, the Golden Norsemen.
Go Golden Norsemen. If you want to hear more, stick around. Nyc, this is awesome. I'm so glad you could join us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
The Golden Norsemen.
Yes, the Golden Norsemen, row Norse row, baby.
Impressive. So before we get to too much, I want to encourage everyone to share this video out with as many people as you can think of to make this community larger, so we can all understand our vision and we can all understand what makes us blind at times, and how that blindness isn't always negative. So there can be positive instances of being blind as well. So please share this video out. Also, to be entered into a raffle to win my book, a signed copy of my book, you can put in your timeline a picture of you winking. And the idea behind that is, if you can wink with me, and yes, I have a permanent wink, but if you can wink with me, you can start to understand how important it is to know what makes you unique. And what makes you unique, it's not always what you think. So for me, a lot of people think what makes me unique is my eye, but it's not my eye, it's my positive personality. And Nyc, I know you have something that makes you unique as well. So if all of you would please put in your timeline, share this video out, that's great. Also, I'm going to bring up a website where you can go to and become a part of the tribe that we have started here. It's brianwagner.live, but I'll bring it up here in a minute. So Nyc, tell us more about your story. So tell us how you ended up to be where you are.
Man, college football is a long story for me, but that's, I think, really where it starts. Or I guess, my senior year of high school, got to play some football, and luckily things went pretty well, and got to go on the whole college football recruiting route, and got to see what that whole world's about. And it's wild. Let me tell you that. It is wild, the recruiting world. And
really?
So I ended up, doing all the recruiting stuff online and going on a few visits, and ended up walking on at Oklahoma State my freshman year, and decided to leave my freshman my freshman spring, and I went to Southwestern College in Kansas. And then from there, my full sophomore year, just like we were talking about earlier at NEO, spent my full sophomore year there, a fall and a spring, won a conference championship, had a good time, and made a lot of great friends that I still talk with today. And from there, I spent my last 2 years at the University at Albany in Albany, New York. And again, got to meet a lot of great people there, and got to add a couple new experiences under the tool belt, or into the tool belt. And yeah, so going through college football, kind of learning the intangible skills of, how do I be successful? And just so happened I ended up finding a great position right out of school in 2020 with Inspire Financial Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma now, and getting to learn a lot and having a great time.
Oh, that's awesome. So you started to talk about the college recruiting process. And before we go there, I want to make sure that we say hello to a few people that have joined here. So there's Kellen Ann. Good morning, Kellen Ann. I appreciate you being on. And then of course Tim Lord. That's awesome. Nick is another rock star, absolutely, just like his dad. And Mary, good morning. Good morning. That's awesome.
My grandma. Hey, Mama.
Hey, that's Grandma.
There she is.
Cool. I love it. I love it. How do you pronounce her last name?
Udstuen.
Udstuen.
Udstuen. Yep, it is okay. Norwegian.
Nice. So that was appropriate to be going with the Norseman.
It was appropriate. It did fit the culture. So,
awesome.
The Vikings, the Norsemen, kind of the same idea. But yeah,
very cool. And then there's of course Wes White, and talking about his dad, your dad.
Yeah.
And it's his birthday today. And and there's Dad, of course. So that's cool. I love it. This is great.
Yes, Dad, I do still have wheels.
You do?
This guy has asked me this question, I don't know how many times over the past. I'll probably be like 45 years old, have a mortgage, have a family, and he'll be like, "You still got wheels?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fast, Dad. Don't worry, I'm fast."
So you were the quarterback?
Yes.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, that's good. So we were going to talk about your grandma. Went on again. Your grandma was watching. Very nice.
Say hi to Grandpa too.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Oh, I love it. That makes the whole show right there.
I love it, right? And I know some other people are watching out there. So hey, Mom. Hey, Christy.
Oh, that's cool.
Love those guys too.
Nice. Very nice. So tell me, you're going to talk to me about the college recruiting process.
Oh man. Whenever you're about 17, 18, right around that age, and you're trying to go find the next opportunity, and you got grown adult men trying to pick you apart, trying to figure out what makes this guy tick. Yeah. When you don't have the answers to the questions that they're asking, you're like, I don't know. I'm just trying to play football, I guess. I'm just trying to play football and go to my classes. And so, man, it's wild. It's some of those tough questions. You shooting from the hip. What do you value in life? I don't know, man. I'm 18. I was just trying to go to school. I don't really know. Mm-hmm. And so kind of getting tossed in a position where, what do you value? Can you be a leader for us? Can you, and you're just trying to figure out, what time do I need to go to bed so I can get enough sleep to go to class tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it was a fun deal overall. Got to meet a lot of great guys, and it was a great experience to get to, learn how to communicate and talk with, adults at some level, whenever you're a little young. Haven't done it quite so much yet.
So I know you started in Oklahoma, but you went there you joined with different schools in Oklahoma, but then you went to New York. What took you to New York?
College football again. Gotta love the recruiting game. So whenever I left Southwestern College, went to NEO. NEO is a junior college, so it's just a 2-year program. A lot of guys will go down there to bounce back up to a higher level. And so that's exactly what the plan was: go to NEO, play, have a good time. And luckily, I got a couple opportunities, had a few offers from NEO, and Albany just was was the best fit for me. And just so happened that my girlfriend at the time lived in New York City and still lives in New York City, and just 3 hours south of where Albany is in New York. And so it was the best opportunity I had, and she happened to be too. So I said, let's go, let's do it. So my mom and I actually drove my car 23 hours out to Albany from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that was a trip and a half.
23 hours straight?
Not straight, thank God, not straight. We ran into some car issues too, coming through Ohio, but it all worked out fine. We made it safe. So
hey, don't say bad things about Ohio.
Man, I cannot remember the town that we ended up getting stopped in, but it was pretty funny. I mean, it was like the middle of the night. I say the middle of the night. It was afternoon. By the time everything kind of got settled and handled, it was like the middle of the night. They took my car out to this shop out in the middle of nowhere. It was some guy's like backyard garage, and it was a whole deal. It was pretty funny, but we ended up, it all worked out. We got the car fixed and got back on the road the next day. So.
Oh, wow. You have to think about the town in Ohio you stopped at. So
I know it. I can't remember it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Anyways.
That's cool. That's cool. So tell me, so that really lays out your story very well. I appreciate you sharing all that with us. So just so you know, I mean, there's a lot of people on that are really wanting to hear more about you and your vision. But tell me a little bit about some hurdles you're still trying to overcome.
Hurdles I'm still trying to overcome. You know, I think at this point, I've kind of been not necessarily the quiet guy, but the guy that's kind of been in the shadows for a long time. You know, through my college football career, you know, I think it was kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time. I never really got to play a lot in game days, and so I did my work on the back end, and I worked extra on the weekends and after practice and watched extra film. I did that whole thing, and it never paid off, right? It never paid off as far as getting on the field, but you know, it really kind of brought to me a different perspective. And so one of those things, I guess, that I'm kind of coming into now that's maybe still a hurdle is here at Inspire. I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still putting in the extra work, still reading extra, trying to get better at, you know, what we do, and kind of being in a position where it's that what do they call it? Imposter syndrome, I believe. Things are going well. I'm getting, you know, noticed, and I'm kind of turning into a leader of sorts amongst the younger guys here. And it's kind of weird because I'm like, man, this is, you know, kind of doing something here. This is kind of cool. And so still kind of getting through the point of, you know, is this me? Is this me? It's a lot of, it seems like a lot of pressure, but relatively. So I guess the imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah, the imposter syndrome, that happens to a lot of people. So it's a hard thing to get through. But once you get more comfortable with who you are and what you're doing, then yeah, you're going to be fine.
I think just being 7 months into the business, self-confidence has gone through the roof. You know, just in that short amount of time. I can only imagine what's going to be to come. You know, a few years from now, or 10 years from now. Yeah.
So I'm curious, how do you, at this stage of your life, how do you define success?
Oh, man. You know, so obviously everybody's going to have a personal answer. I think success is such a relative thing. I think for me, you know, having good and strong relationships with friends and family is huge. You know, hey, I want to make a little money and I want to be able to have a good time, you know. Sure. I feel like you can't have some level of success without making a little bit of money and being able to have a good time. And, you know, I think success for me is really being able to develop right now. I mean, I'm really trying to sacrifice today so that I can have tomorrow. And I think that, I think success for me right now is being able to develop and learn new stuff every day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Your friend here, Randy Chaffee, says, get it, Eric. He agrees with you having your own definition of success and being able to embrace that. I think that's really important.
I got a question for you, Brian. Do you think that your definition of success changes over time?
Absolutely, it does. I don't know if your dad made you ask that question,
No,
but it sounds like one he would ask me.
we have a lot of the same, wiring in our brain, I think. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
might,
So
we might be a little similar.
it definitely changes over time. I mean, when I was 22, 23, my level of success, I wanted to be able to make a lot of money, and it really just that was what I was all about, was making money. So I wanted to get into sales because I thought sales was the right place for me to make the best money I possibly could. So I went into sales for the wrong reasons, and that was bad for me. So I had to go through some tough times, and I went from job to job to job, and yeah, I ended up having a different level or a different idea of what success is. So yeah, absolutely makes a big difference.
I think being pretty young, I think it's tough to really identify a sole purpose when you're still trying to figure out who you are as a person.
Yeah. Well, your dad has something here. You'll be an instant success no matter what you do, because you're a constant learner. He gives servant leadership, and he puts in the time. Wicked proud of the young man he is.
Thanks, Dad. Love you.
Wow. You guys.
Man, I've got a whole support team. I've got like a whole entourage that's like always behind everything I do. I mean, I couldn't be more grateful for my entire family, my friends. I've got a huge support group, and I tell you what, it helps. It helps during the tough times, that's for sure. And not to mention the guys that we got here. So
isn't that great?
It's huge, man. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's been hugely impactful for me.
Why do you think you have that?
Man, I don't know if it's anything that's that I could have affected. I think it's just I just got dealt a good hand. I've got some great people around me. I mean, my dad's a great dad. My mom's a great mom. My grandparents are great grandparents, and it's nothing that I could have done. I mean, I was just lucky. I just got lucky with some great family and friends around me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think you got lucky. I think they brought you up in such a way that helped you to be successful, and then you on your own, you reinvested back in them, and that allowed you to be able to reap some rewards from that. I think.
Maybe so. I will say I think humility is huge.
Yeah,
I think humility is huge. Whenever, like you said, I think you said earlier before when we were getting set up and stuff today. The day that you know everything is the day you know nothing.
Right.
If you don't have the humility to understand, I know these things, but maybe there's something that I don't know. Maybe there's facts that I haven't uncovered yet. Maybe there's a couple rocks I haven't flipped over yet to find something new.
Mm.
If you can't understand that, then you can find yourself in a tight corner.
Yeah. Your grandma's back on, so she's reiterating all of that. So that's great. I mean, wow. To have your support network on the line with us, and to have them hear about what you're doing and what you're going through. This is the best show I think I've ever done.
Well, it only makes me a little bit more sweaty, so it's no big deal.
Pressure. There was no pressure when it was just me.
I'll tell you what, it's getting really hot in this little Zoom room.
Yeah, I'll bet. Wow. So tell me, what's your favorite kind of pizza?
Oh man, I hate to be the son of one of the pizza guys.
Oh no.
I'm a huge fan of just a classic thin crust pepperoni. Super basic, but that's probably my favorite type of pepperoni or favorite type of pizza is just plain old thin crust, crispy crust with the pepperoni.
And that's okay. Would you care where you get it from?
There's a place in Albany that I absolutely love. And I wish I'm going to have to make it back out there at some point, but is Romo's Pizza. Anthony Bergala, he's a great guy out there that owns and operates that little deal out there. And man, they've got some of the best pizza I've ever had out there. Now here in Tulsa, you can't go wrong with Andolini's and Savastano's.
Why are those two so good?
You know, there's a difference between high quality and high quantity. And, you know, it seems like pizza is real easy to go to Papa John's or Domino's or Pizza Hut, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the kind of the homemade type of feel of, you know, like an independent pizza operator, I guess is how my dad might say it. Maybe I'm not using the correct terminology, not sure, but those guys make a different type of pizza. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know the process that goes into all of that, but I mean, starting with good ingredients and then putting it all together with, you know, with passion. I mean, they make some good pizzas over there.
Yeah, that's cool. It sounds like you know a little bit about what they're doing, but and definitely the one in Albany, you sound like you know the owner. How did you get to know the owner?
Through my dad. So
Really?
you know, he's obviously got his reach is like nationwide, from coast to coast. And so whenever he came out to watch one of our games at Albany, we ended up going up there and checking out Romo's Pizza and got to meet him and hang out. And since we went that first time, me and one of my roommates, one of my good friends, Griffin, we would go out there all the time and get pizza. So, and then over time, just got to know him a little bit more and see him when we go in. And so, yeah, definitely. If you're out in the Glenmont, Albany area in New York, go check out Romo's Pizza. I say Tony Romo. They're big Dallas fans, which is funny. So,
that's interesting. So, that's cool. Isn't it amazing how much you get to feel more involved with the company and more part of the company that you're going to, you're spending your money with? If you know the owner.
Yep, 100%. That's the truth. That is the truth.
It makes a big difference. It makes a very big difference.
I agree.
Huh. Wow, that's interesting. So, tell me, you've got a lot of stuff going on. You're a busy guy. I know you get in early and you probably, stay late. But what do you do to recharge? You're young. You don't have to recharge.
I think right now, the 2.5 to 3 hour days in the gym with my boy Cluck. His name's Connor Cluck, but he goes by Cluck. He and I get in the lab for about 2.5, 3 hours every day. Well, I say 6 days a week. And so we get to kind of have a good time. We have a lot of hanging out to do while we're in there. So maybe that's why we're in there for so long. But, it's a fun place to go in, get some good work in, talk about the day. How can we be better? What do we need help on? What's going great? What's going well? I think that's been a big piece in being able to recharge, is kind of getting to disconnect, get in the gym, turn some music on, hang out with my boy.
So you call it the lab, though?
The lab. Oh yeah. I mean, we're just doing experiments in there. We're trying new stuff, and I hate to say it, but I'm getting big. It's working. So the lab experiments are successful.
And you've still got wheels.
I've still got wheels. I will say, since leaving college and not having to, go to workouts and runs and practices, I don't remember the last time I did sprint. I mean, I've ran a couple of times, but I haven't done any sprints in a while. But I'll tell you what, I'm light on my toes. Whew, we've been doing squats. I bet if I had to sprint right now, I'd be fast as I ever was.
That's awesome. Hey, so while we're on this, if there are any comments or questions for Nyc, please put them in the comments section, and we'll get them answered here. So we've got another 4 or 5 minutes left of the interview, but this has been great to be able to see and hear you and your family and all the friends that are involved with making who you are. So I'm curious about Cluck. A great name, by the way. What does he do for a living?
He was actually coaching high school football at Tecumseh High School here in Oklahoma. And he is currently he and I are both training right now, and he's actually about to go to the Navy. So he's leaving to go to the Navy. I think it's April 29th. And so he's got a few more months. And so we've been in the lab training and getting in shape. And he's actually been going over to the Navy office, and they do their PT. So they do their physical training and stuff over there. And it's good. So, he's been going over there, and he said, these workouts we've been doing, I've been going to these PTs at the Navy office, and I've been cruising through them. So So he's about to go to the Navy, so he's excited about it. We're all excited about it. So,
oh, that's awesome. Your dad here has one thing to say. So someone's going to win today. It might as well be you.
oh yeah.
So
Hey, today is a great day to have a great day.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's awesome. Oh, that's very cool. I'm so glad you came on today.
Yeah, I'm having a great time. Yeah.
This has been incredible. So, tell me, in life, and it's hard to understand this. This happens sometimes at your age. Maybe it's something you're familiar with, but typically in life we have blind spots, and we have our blinders that cause us not to be able to see everything we should be seeing. So, we in life we like to be able to have someone that we can leverage, or someone that we can talk to about our blind spots, someone that we can ask about our blind spots. Do you have someone like that?
I have a couple of guys. I've got
Yeah.
a couple of guys, and it's the guys that I work with here at Inspire. Luke Pruce is one of those guys. He was one of our leadership guys that whenever I first got here, he helped me out a lot. And since then, you know, he and I have gotten really close, and we've both opened up and talked about all different, you know, areas of our lives, and how can we be better, and how, you know, what are things that, you know, what are those blind spots that we haven't addressed, and, you know, what are we doing well? You know, same with my boy Cluck. And another one is Chad McMain's here, that, you know, same thing, you know, he's helped me a lot so far. And, you know, he and I have opened up to each other and helped each other through, you know, some tough times. And so definitely a lot of the time spent with the guys here at the office that, you know, we've talked about, you know, all different types of stuff. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So there's a few other comments that have come in here. Kellen Ann says, be incredible. And then Grandma, she's back on. She says, great young man.
Thanks, Mama.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So, well, I can't tell you how proud and thankful I am that you've come on to this show to be with us and to help us all learn more about, you know, what it is you go through, and how we can possibly use some of what you've gone through to make our lives better. And that's really what this is all about. Anything that we can do to help the users, the listeners, the audience that we have, to be able to help them to understand their blind spots, and how we can turn their blind spots into blessings. And, you know, it sounds like you've been able to do a lot of that. Another one, oh, yeah, heart emoji. So that's awesome. But I'll tell you, I'm glad and thankful and proud and all these things. I mean, I'm a dad, and my son is 25. Well, my oldest son's 25. My youngest son's 21. But I mean, I can see so much in them, in you, and it's inspirational to be able to see what you've been able to do, and how your dad has been able to do what he's done, and with you, and the relationship you have. So it's inspiring. So thank you.
Well, that's great. That's good. Hey, if we can inspire some other people to live a little bit better, or, you know, maybe find some answers, then let's go. Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Well, again, Nyc, thank you so much for being on today. I appreciate your time. I know you're busy, but hopefully we get to do this again soon.
Definitely. Thanks for having me on today, Brian. Had a great time.
Hey, if you would hang out in the green room, and I'll be right there.
Sounds good.
All right. See you, Nyc.
See you guys.
Wow. Wow, what a great show. Nyc Burns. He is the man. It was very, very uplifting and inspiring to not only see Nyc, but also his family come on, and friends come on the show with us. So tomorrow we have Jessica Rector, who is a speaker. She's going to be telling us about her speaking career and how it's taken off, even in the midst of COVID. So that's going to be a great call that we're going to do tomorrow at 10 o'clock again. And then Thursday, oh my gosh, we have Joe Soto coming on. Joe Soto is a marketing expert, and he has been phenomenal to be able to just be a part of his tribe and to understand a little bit more about what he's doing. And he's going to share with us more of how you can be a better marketer. And then Friday is going to be a fun day. We have Peter Margaritas and Roxanne Elliott Coffin, two of my close friends from the National Speakers Association here in Ohio. And they're going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of laughter, but we're going to find out more about their vision and how they see through their blind spots. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to having you all on. If you ever want to come back, by all means, you're welcome to, even if Nick's not on. But hopefully Nick will be back someday soon. Just remember, as always, keep one eye on the road.